Hey guys, I'll be talking about a Bolt Sniper Rifle build for the Sniper class in patch 10.3 of Space Marine 2. Now, the Bolt Sniper Rifle in patch 9.0 did get a buff to the rate of fire variant to shoot faster, and the firepower variant now has a 2.7 times headshot multiplier as opposed to like the 2.5 of the other two variants, so pretty strong option here, and today I will be building around headshot damage primarily. We'll be taking this one. Now for the perk selection, I do start off with the perk Remote Threat. Enemies at a distance of more than 25 meters take 20% more damage. This is a pretty damn good perk, but we mainly picked this one up to go here into the perk Survival Instinct. When your health is below 30%, you deal 25% more damage. Now, if you do take a perk like Purification in the perk tree here, which gives you back all of your CHP off of using your cloak, it is very easy to live at like a very low HP in this game and have this perk be on the entire time. Not as easy as it used to be with the Camo Cloak cancel, but still pretty damn strong, so I like to pick this one up. Next perk here is Adamantine Grip. Recoil is reduced by 25%, moving up here into the perk Finisher Reload. After a finisher, the equipped weapon instantly reloads. This weapon has a fairly long reload time, so this actually helps out quite a bit. And the next perk here is Unwavering Resolve. After reloading while you have low ammo, damage increases by 25% for 5 seconds. This is really only good for like one shot because a 5-second uptime is not very long, but still pretty damn strong. And next perk here is Headhunter for a 10% flat headshot damage bonus, and the perk Increased Capacity. The maximum ammo reserve of this weapon increases by 20%. This gun is very ammo hungry, so this actually helps out on top of things like Versatile Precision in our Prestige perk tree. And the next perk I take is, of course, Strong Start. First round of magazine deals 25% more damage. This helps you hit some breakpoints, especially out of cloak, so really strong option here. And the final two perks I grab are Cleaving Fire and the perk Recoupment. Killing a Majoris level or higher enemy with a headshot of this weapon restores an armor segment. Cooldown is 15 seconds. Now, getting armor restore off of a headshot long range is super powerful for this weapon. It really helps out chip damage even on the sniper class, so I do like to pick this up wherever I can. And to be honest, the other perk options in this tree aren't super good outside of this. Now, you could forego the perk over here and pick this one up with Reload Restoration instead and move down here into the perk Great Might, but I just think this is far better. And that's pretty much all there is for the Bolt Sniper tree here. Now, for our secondary weapon here, I do take the new Heroic Bolt Pistol. This is a 3-round burst variant of the standard bolt pistol. This one has great headshot damage, great CHP recovery, and great synergy with the sniper class especially, mainly because of our perk over here in the signature tree, Pattern of Excellence. Performing 3 consecutive headshots restores your equipment charge by 1. Cooldown is 30 seconds. This perk can trigger off of a single burst of this weapon, so super good synergy there, really powerful option for us. And every single bolt pistol in patch 9.0, or excuse me, patch 10.0 did get buffed on their headshot multiplier. These ones are still super mediocre, but this one is pretty top, so I like it a lot. Now, for the perk tree here, I do go down the top tree for all of our headshot perks and things like Increased Capacity. Most of these perks are pretty standard, stuff like Gunstrike Reload and Headhunter, but the most interesting perk in this tree is by far Elite Hunter. After killing a Majoris level or higher enemy with a melee weapon, headshots deal 50% more damage for 10 seconds. This perk ups your damage tremendously and will also trigger off of a finisher, not just a melee kill, though I will say to trigger this effect, you have to have your secondary weapon equipped, and if you swap off the secondary, you will lose the effect, so keep that in mind. Next perk here is Headhunter for a 10% damage buff, moving down to the perk Extend Magazine, and finally the perk Divine Might for a flat 10% damage buff, and that's pretty much all there is for the secondary weapon. For the melee weapon selection here, I do take a Block Knife, because Block Knife just gives you armor regen, range damage reduction on a perfect block, on top of hitting the damage cap with perks like Tactical Ambush, so really strong for single target damage. This is actually like one of your best boss hunting tools in the entire game for melee enemies like a Carnifex or a Hellbrute, because they're kind of hard to headshot and things like that, so really strong option here. I will say if you want to take balance or fencing, you definitely can. That is up to you. I don't want to like force you into block, but it's just what I'm taking today. Either way, I would set it up the same way in the perk tree, with things like Perpetual Strength moving here into the perk Kinetic Energy. Each consecutive heavy attack increases heavy attack melee damage by 3% up to 30% for 3 seconds. The heavy attacks being Skull Crusher on this are like your best horde clear tool anyways, so a really strong option here. And the next perk here is Perpetual Strength once again, and then we move over into the perk Heavy Onslaught. Heavy attacks of this weapon deal 15% more melee damage. Then we pick up what I think are the 2 most important perks in this tree with the Shadow Stab perk and Shoulder Bash. Now, Shadow Stab being your greatest single target damage in this entire class, outside like, you know, perfect headshots out of targeted shot. And the Shoulder Bash makes it so your lunging attack is just way better, so I would take both of these. And the final perk I grab is Extremis Slayer for that bonus Extremis damage. That's pretty much all there is for the melee weapon. Now for the perk tree, I do pick up the perk Melee Mastery first, and melee damage increases by 20% against Majoris level and higher enemies. The melee damage buff of this is quite substantial. I will say you could take Block Break if you want. This would bring you up to like a 75% penetration through block stances, which can help occasionally, especially versus things like Biovores and Sword Warriors, but I still value the melee damage higher, especially out of Cloak and stuff like that. So with a Block Knife, I would take this. If you want to pick this one up instead, you definitely can. Next perk here is Adaptability. Reloading while having low ammo or manually activating Camo Cloak increases your melee damage by 25% for 10 seconds. This perk is just a free melee damage buff for doing something you do all the time, which is using your Camo Cloak and coming out of it, and a 25% damage increase for 10 seconds is a pretty chunky damage number for a very long uptime. Now the perk up here, Vantage Point, remaining stationary for 2 seconds, increases your ranged weapons damage by 20%. This game has let you stand still that often. Occasionally you can trigger this, but I don't really value it that highly, and the perk up here, High Capacity, is good, but Versatile Precision kind of makes up for that. Next perk here is Iron Grip. Weapon spread and recoil are reduced by 20%, and range damage against Terminus level enemies is increased by 15% for both Sniper Rifles and Stalker Bolt Rifles. This perk makes your damage versus like a Neurothrope very powerful. Now, unfortunately, every other perk on this tree does literally nothing for our build here, so kind of a no-brainer to pick this one up, but either way, it'd be a pretty great perk. Next perk here is Marksmanship. Headshot damage increases by 10% for all squad members. This just ups our headshot damage quite a bit, which is what I'm building for today. Now, I will say the perk Squad Renewal is better with like a Purification build, because Purification with this combo here just makes you very, very tanky, and it's basically like impossible to die. If you want to take this and go down here into Renewal instead like I did, you definitely can. Next perk here is Targeted Shot. The first range attack that breaks Camo Cloak deals 75% more damage. We are building around our Bolt Sniper today, so kind of a no-brainer to pick this one up. Though if you want to take the perk Tactical Ambush, you definitely can, because 150% more damage out of Cloak with a Block Knife is very powerful, especially versus bosses. Now, the next perk here is Persistence. When your Camo Cloak deactivates, you take 20% less health damage, and you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. This is the only form of no knockback this class gets out of things like Indomitable Spirit in the Prestige perk tree and perks like Emperor's Grace for 2 seconds. There is kind of a negative interaction here because Emperor's Grace does give you invulnerability for 2 seconds, and the invulnerability in this game makes it so you phase through any attack basically, so really you're only getting like 8 seconds out of Persistence here, but either way, still worth taking. This is a great perk. If you want to take the perk down here instead of Lingering Concealment, you can definitely do that too, because this one reads, after performing an attack that breaks Camo Cloak, you remain hidden for 2 seconds. This is still a very powerful perk, even after Camo Cloak Cancel got nerfed a bit. Being able to hide for 2 seconds out of a cloak for free is very strong, though I will say, if you have this perk equipped, you will not be able to trigger perks like Squad Renewal or Renewal here unless you actually break your Camo Cloak entirely, so just keep that in mind. You can really pick up whichever one you want. And the final perk here is, of course, Pattern of Excellence. Performing 3 consecutive headshots restores your equipment charge by 1. Cooldown is 30 seconds. 30-second melt the bombs, shock grenades, crack grenades, even frag grenades. It is simply top tier, one of the best signature perks in the entire game, and equipment recharge in general is godly because anything that breaks the pickup economy in Space Marine 2 is just going to make you have an easier life. So I pretty much always pick this one up, especially in solo. Now for the prestige perks here, I do pick up Emperor's Grace first. When Camo Cloak activates, you become invulnerable to damage for 2 seconds. Being invulnerable and having this out of your Camo Cloak lets you do some pretty nifty things in this game. I really do like this perk quite a bit, even with that negative synergy we mentioned before. Next perk here is a Versatile Precision. Performing a kill with your secondary weapon restores 15% of your primary weapon's ammo. Cooldown is 15 seconds. Without this perk, your Bolt Sniper will run out. This is a total ammo economy enabler for you. Pretty much always pick this up on this weapon. And the final 2 perks I grab are Conviction. When your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 15 seconds to make us incredibly tanky, and Exacting Focus. After a gun strike, you deal 20% more damage for 10 seconds. Triggering this off of a Majoris execute and stuff like that is very easy, and a 20% range damage buff on our Bolt Sniper for 10 seconds is super valuable. And that's pretty much all there is for this build, guys. Now, hopefully this helped. I will say the Bolt Sniper Rifle is not good versus Chaos currently because the Chaos spawn have bugged headshot multipliers. Do not actually get headshot buffs versus them properly, and things like the Mulith Vortex Beast have no headshot whatsoever, so I would not take this versus them, but if you want to, you still can. That's pretty much all there is for this one, guys. If you like content like this, subscribe for more, and as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye.
We have arrived at the ammo dump.
Activate the Quartermaster's console and wake the machine spirit. Instruct it to load the implosive warhead onto the train and assist it when necessary.
Active camouflage charge.
So much broke. Striking down with haste.
The stench of food taken forward.
Their numbers are no match for our strength. That zoanthrope is no more. It's stealth ready. Synaptic servants. Chameleoline cloak activated. Chameleoline cloak ready. Active camouflage charged. Will not see me. Fester and rot. Chameleoline cloak ready. I am a phantom of death. Inserting fresh magazine. Stealth ready. We live. Xenos die. Perfect balance. AI. Alien bioform eliminated. Munitions here.
Messiah's blessings, Quartermaster. Awaiting your instructions.
This is Scipius. Load a Nova cannon implosive warhead onto the supply train.
Tyranids have no mind for tactics.
Active camouflage charge.
Readying next volley. Chameleoline endgame. Stand low before it calls for reinforcements.
Chameleoline cloak ready.
Chameleoline cloak activate. Perhaps they seek to choke our rivers with their dead.
Stealth ready.
Provide your command authorization to dispatch payload.
Active camouflage charge.
target. Death was the only possible outcome for that Tyranid. Changing next. Stealth ready. Authorization granted, Machine Spirit.
Good. Escort the payload to the train.
Depot blueprints reveal a lift that should take us to the station. Readying next volley. Frag grenade! Hostile backup on the way. The enemy receives the aid. Alien bioform eliminated. Changing magazine. Line cloak ready. Tyranids have no mind for tactics. Rearming. There goes our range advantage. They shall not. Active camouflage charge. Zone through. Coordinate fire. Reloading. Neutralize the Xenos beam. The dust storm has settled. Health ready. Inserting fresh magazine. Frag grenade deployed. Line cloak activated. Readying next volley. These storms will strip our colors right down to the ceramite. Emilio line cloak ready. Storm has settled. Xenos scum on scope. Reloading. Active camouflage charge. Impressive fencing, brothers. Rearming. The dust storm has settled. I wonder what implosion looks like from an aerial viewpoint. I worry we shall find grains in our armor for years. We can cross here. An indomitable aura surrounds this. The dust storm has settled. Stealth ready. We cannot backtrack. Terminal looks empty.
Obstruction detected. Removal is required to commence.
I will see it through. Path is clear of detritus. A Xenos stealth beast tries to ambush us. Buckle terrain. Ravana activity. Warlike, our adversaries are keenly losing. More hostiles arriving, but just as needed. Unseen ice stop my target. Our targets never stay in for long. Chameleolite boat ready. I am a phantom of death. I'll fast bow before it calls for reinforcements. Alien and Isaac brothers, Xenos descending. Stealth ready. Frag grenade out! Active. Charge. Synaptic servant slaughtered. Stealth ready. Chameleon active. Active camouflage charged.
Derailment on track 6. Request services to clear wreckage.
Alien bioform eliminated. Tossing frag grenade. Chameleon line cloak active. Hostile backup on the way. There is a liquid sniffing around. Chameleon line cloak ready. Fester and no enemy reinforcements will interrupt us now. Chameleon line cloak activated. Stealth ready. Perhaps they seek to choke our rivers with their dead. Lictor could not vanish from my sight. Their numbers are no match for our trade. Active camouflage charge. They shall not. Chameleon line cloak ready. I am a phantom of death. Changing magazine.
Departmental Minatorum Ordnance Transfer 3639 version complete. Manifest updated.
Unseen ice. We have silenced the call for reinforcements. Stealth ready. Precisely what we need. Fester and rot. Not abomination. They shall not. Readying next volley. Active camouflage charged. Hostile backup on the way. Chameleon line cloak activated. Stealth ready. Synaptic servants slaughtered. Inserting fresh magazine. Remain on guard. Show and cloak approaching. Chameleon line cloak ready. Changing magazine. Their numbers are no match for our training. are clear. Advance. Stealth ready. Lieutenant, payload is delivered.
Good. Deploy it.
Off you go.
Engine power depleted. Initiating charging cycle. Departmental unitary penalties will be assessed.
The codex accounts for minor setbacks.
Kalasa, I have multiple swarms moving to your location. You have their attention. Deal with them swiftly. We will not get another shot at this.
Let us ambush the Tyranids on those tramways. Our engine will make a fine plow.
Cogitating your position. There are engines in service.
The train is under high beast assault.
Route changes may be made by a dispatcher at the track's control terminal.
Rearming. Xenos on the lines. Summon the train. Stealth ready. Fast go before it calls for reinforcements. I am a powers they fail in their quest for aid. Emilio line cloak ready.
Fire suppressant reservoir empty. Engine safety severely compromised.
The engine is coming apart. Drive them back now. They shall not. Active camouflage charged.
Rated power charge to 25%. Engine charge to 50%. Charging system detected. Engine seer requested to perform rites of restoration.
Link your armor to the Mechanicus device. You will need to keep close proximity to the charging station until the reset is complete.
Fault in charging system detected. Engine seer requested to perform rites of restoration. Current departure estimate. Indefinite. Cause. Technical failure.
Emilio line cloak ready. We Active camouflage charge. Nice. My time. Never lost sight of that. Executed. Readying next volley. Deploying shrapnel grenade. Stealth. If a prayer will reignite the charge, then prayers offered. Your line cloak ready. Line engaged. If a prayer will reignite the charge, then prayers offered. Camouflage charge. Mending my wounds. Here it is how you know by your tactics.
Charged to 75%. Dispatcher, the engine is charged and prepared for departure.
Deploy immediately.
On it. Bomb is away.
Detonation in 5. Brace for shockwave.